This is Outside the Round with Matt Burrill, a Rowdy podcast.
Yeah. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Outside the Round. Today, a very special guest. He's a native of West Virginia, right up there near the founding area of Rowdy. He's traveled all over the place, and he started pursuing a dream a few years back, and he's been absolutely killing it. One of the best fiddle players that you will ever see, and above all, one of the best dudes you'll ever meet. Great songwriter, and just an above all, amazing human being. Happy to have him here today. We got our boy Philip Bowen.
Let's go.
How'd I do on that intro?
Dude, nailed it.
Nailed
Absolutely.
it.
Kind words. I appreciate it, bro.
Hell yeah, dude.
You.
How's life going, man?
Man, life is good. Life's busy. You know, I've been working on this new record and just trying to, get things going on my own tour, like setting up for later this year and everything. So it's just been like a total whirlwind, finally bringing on some management and, all the industry things that you finally like decide like I can't do all this on my own anymore. So it's been exciting times, but just like trying to figure it all out too.
Yeah. So I saw like a piece of content that you posted yesterday talking about the dream and you starting this when you were 35, you're 40 now. Kind of tell us your backstory of how does Philip Bowen, the blue collar kid from West Virginia, turn into now you're getting paid to play music in front of people. You're working on a record. You've got people investing their time and energy and things into you. How does that happen? Walk us back a little bit.
I think like a lot of people, I always dreamed of doing music. Yeah. So I grew up around music, being from Appalachia and stuff like that.
One of the best scenes there is in the world,
100%.
man. Yeah.
And now it's fun to me because it's like the cool thing to be like from Appalachia and like writing songs and playing, and so it's just so part of the culture there. When you grew up there, you can't help but like be a part of it.
And it wasn't always like that. There has been the light on Appalachia has grown so much, but there's music and moonshine and the coal mines are like in your blood up there. It's ingrained.
It's in your blood. Maybe it doesn't matter if it's like birthday party, funeral, wedding, Christmas, anniversary. People bring the instruments, they bring the songs. That's just what we do. And so like that storytelling culture is just a part of my life. So I go to college, I'd played music throughout my whole life, and I did the college band thing like a lot of people.
Where'd you go to school?
So I went to school in Tampa Bay in Florida.
Oh, nice.
So it was a great place to go to college, had like a jam band with like 7 friends, played the beach bars and stuff like that.
That had to be a ball. Jam bands at the beach. It's just the way it's meant to be taken.
Absolutely. And it's where like I learned it's like where I learned the guitar because I was desperate to I wanted to be able to sing and play. Yeah. And as much as I love the fiddle, I'm so into it I can't I can't sing and like do that at the same time. Yeah. So I wanted to be able to play. So I ended up like stealing a buddy of mine's guitar. Like every night I would take the guitar and just try to teach myself. And, I was like, oh, this is cool. We could do this. And then, one by one, people start either graduating or they're like, oh, like this costs money. Like, how are we going to split $150 7 ways? How are we going to pay the bills? And people start having all these expectations for their career. And you got all the things that all the people in your life are expecting you to do. You put all this money into your education. And so I had a couple of buddies that graduated right before me that had like done the whole we're moving to Nashville thing, and it was going terribly for them. And it just scared me to death.
And
honestly.
What years would this have been?
So this was probably like 2006,
so
7.
Before the boom of Nashville being cool too.
Absolutely.
That's 7-8 years ahead of that starting.
Absolutely. And I had no context. Like social media was like a thing, but it was very small.
It was your Facebook friends from the college you went to, keeping up with your high school buddies from back home.
I remember
MySpace.
You literally had to have a college email address to be able to sign up for Facebook. Yeah. And it was only, only your college at first, then you could link up with another college and stuff like that. So before like the Instagram, TikTok craziness, all that stuff. Yeah. And so I don't know, like, like the real worldness of everything kind of took over. And I was like, I don't know. I'll just do it for fun. I'm so scared of doing the starving artist thing. And I don't know. I've never been like a natural risk taker in that way. And so I went out, man. I got my MBA at University of Tampa.
Wow.
Yeah. And I like have my MBA in digital marketing, which ended up serving me well. Like it's a part of my story. And then like this is maybe 2008 or 9, like the economy just totally bombs and crashes. So I end up working at like a Christmas tree store called Robert's Christmas Wonderland. It's still there in Clearwater, Florida. I'm like stocking Christmas trees, in 100 degrees.
Stocking Christmas trees in
Florida. Real ones, fake ones, all this stuff. Like a Christmas tree warehouse. My wife would leave her teaching internship. My girlfriend at the time, like leave her teaching internship, bring me Gatorade in this warehouse. I would just like sweat all day. Yeah. And I'm like, what am I doing with my life? And I, finally get a corporate job and I ended up working in the corporate marketing world for up until 5 years ago.
Wow.
Truly. Yeah. And it was like I learned a lot, but that whole feeling of like I'm meant to do something else. And I just always felt like I was never fulfilled in that way.
Yeah.
So anyways, right before COVID, I was like, I got to give this one. I have to just try or I'm going to die. It's truly. So that was kind of my turning point was, okay, like I cannot, throw in the towel.
Yeah.
I never have done this. So I had all this corporate world experience and everything.
Yeah, you're a dreamer, dude.
Totally.
And you never want to look back and ask the what ifs. If you try and you fail, at least you freaking tried.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. At least you tried. So how was the start of doing that? So world ends, you're not in the office anymore. Corporate suit job to I'm going to try this music thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So I remember being in like a spare bedroom in our house, and like I had my little remote workstation. Like nobody's at work anymore, everybody's at home, and I was going crazy. So I started bringing all my instruments into this room. That's how I would kind of like have therapy time. Would be like I'm just gonna write and write and write and play and play and play.
Yeah.
And so I would do these things where I would just shut my laptop and I would put up my phone, and I saw that Reddit had opened this like live stream service. It's not even there anymore. It's called RPAN. And so I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll just play music and I'll just sing a few songs and play my fiddle or whatever. And one day, somebody from Yahoo News was like in this live stream and like recorded this video of me playing this like silly song about being stuck in quarantine. I'll wake up the next morning, it's on the front page of yahoo.com. It's just like totally, it's got to be still out there. I mean, this was like in 2020, maybe March of 2020, something like that. And all of a sudden people asked me like, well, where's your Spotify? Like, do you have songs out there and stuff like that? And I had nothing, literally nothing.
Yeah.
I didn't know how any of that worked. So I would like, it's crazy to me now that I know how like recording a record actually works. But,
yeah.
So here's how I recorded the first song I put out on Spotify. It's still out there. Like this acoustic version of this song called Lightning Bugs. I literally got my iPad. I put a pair of old iPhone headphones up to it for the sound. And I recorded like full video takes of every part. So me doing just the guitar, me singing the fiddle part 1, fiddle part 2, harmonies. Then I stacked up all those videos in iMovie, like layered all the audio and extracted it. I don't know how else to do this just to get something on Spotify. And yeah, I just to just do something, get it out there.
Yeah.
And because people are like, do you have anything out? Do you have anything out? And so now I do. Here's my first release, and it's just from an iPad. So it was a lot of that the first couple of years, especially just like figuring out, just from my house because you couldn't go nowhere and play. Like nowhere was even open. So I would just play. I would do, man, no kidding. I would probably do 10 to 15 hours of live streaming a week from my house.
Yeah.
So sometimes 5 people, sometimes 500 if it was a really great night. But most of the time it was to almost no one. And I just one fan at a time, literally one person at a time.
Yeah.
So
that's crazy. That's wild.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It almost killed me because I was like still working full time.
Yeah.
But I just really wanted it.
How a therapy session, your therapy session, you're staying sane, being cooped up in the house, bringing your instruments up to your office area, turns into a music career. Mm-hmm. Like everybody's like, "Where's your Spotify?" You're like, "You guys stumbled into my vent session."
Yeah, I mean, like there's some like old videos on my YouTube and it's like me literally in an extra bedroom with like curtains and stuff behind me. Like my most streamed original is the song "Old Kanawha," and I wrote that in this bedroom, just missing home, sick of being stuck in this COVID world and everything, and like just dreaming I could do music. I don't know if anybody would ever even care and listen to this song. And anyways, it's just crazy how those things work because you're just like maybe someday, but I don't know. It might be too late for all that. And then here we are.
The world works in such mysterious ways. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I look back on 2020 as when my life changed a lot too. Like I was on the road with one band and then their gigs ended. And then I met another guy and he had a huge song blow up on TikTok and I ended up on the road with him for 4 years.
So cool.
It's like,
that's so cool.
And I wouldn't have become a partner in Raise Rowdy had it not been for COVID to where Nick was able to move down here because he was able to work remote and convince his company back in Pittsburgh.
Exactly.
Hey, let me work remote from Nashville.
Yeah.
Like the darkest of times, there's those silver linings.
Mm-hmm. There is. And, as somebody I used to really get hung up on like, man, I wish I would have what if I would have done this when I was, or am I able to do this, be it in my 30s versus like, has all this passed me by? But then I really just try to lean into like, my story is my story. You know, I'm able to write what I write now because, you know, I got kids now and I got a family now. Like, I'm not writing about, you know, getting blacked out at the bar it's not my life. You know, I'm like a dad, you know, not that I don't have like fun or have friends. I have plenty of that in my life. But like, I have found the most success, especially in songwriting, is when I can just be authentic to like my lived experience.
Yeah.
And there is plenty of room for that too. And I feel like, anyways, I just feel like that was when I really started to see like success as a songwriter is when I was able to be like, all right, I'm just putting pen to paper on like what I know.
Yeah.
And I'll just go play that.
Yeah.
And see how that works. And then finally I started hearing like, oh, that's great. Like, what is that song? It's about your grandpa. I like that. Or, you know, all those kind of things. Yeah. So it's just a lot of trial and error, obviously, as a writer, but the more you do it, the better it gets.
Yeah, and I feel like authenticity right now, people are looking for real stuff, and especially during the dark times of the pandemic, people were looking for something they can relate to and something to make them smile. And what's more relatable than a guy working from his office setup, just jamming out, you know? I feel like your fans and your listeners and your followers connect with you as a person because you're a guy. Everybody has a dream that they wish they could pursue or want to pursue, and you're that beacon of light that's like, hey, I'm doing it at 35 with a wife and kids with a corporate job, and look where it's gotten me, dude. Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, it wasn't even 2 years ago. Like one of my best friends in music is Josiah from Josiah and the Bonneville's.
Oh yeah,
we've written together, we play together. I've done shows with him.
What a band too! They're incredible.
And I love him to death. Truly, like we just. One of those kind of kindred spirits, I guess you would say, in music where, like, when we write together, it's just like, wow, like, you know, anyways. And I remember very distinctly, he had like a 3-show run last year at 3rd and Lindsley, sold out every night, and I was opening for him. And then I would play with him during his set, too. I played on a couple on Fiddle with him and stuff. And I remember for those first 2 shows were on a weeknight, and I remember being in the green room at 3rd and Lindsley, like, wrapping up a Teams call from my corporate, because I was still at that time I was still corporate, so I was wrapping up a Teams call, sending out like a recap email right after sound check, going up, you know, trying to like get in artist mode, you know, and so stressed, and just trying to figure out a way to get it done, you know. And I think so much of the time in this industry, it feels like all you ever see sometimes is like the artist that's like all of a sudden you've heard their name once, now they're signed. Now they're just touring. Now they're just doing everything that you always dreamed about doing. And that's just not reality for a lot of us. You know, I think there's power in having that journey and like sharing the actual journey.
Having the struggle.
Yeah.
You appreciate it a heck of a lot more.
Yeah. It sucks playing like a gig where you make less than $20 in tips for 2 hours of work as a 38-year-old. Are you kidding me? And like telling your friends and family, like, how'd that go? I don't know, man. People were just eating and drinking the whole time. I don't know if people even heard one word of my stuff. And then when you finally have something hit, or like, well, I'm getting paid to do this today.
Yeah.
Or like, I'm seeing your poster right there for 49, you know.
We love those guys.
I got to open for those guys. Like, I love those guys. They've been so good to me. I love those guys. I really believe in what they do. And, you know, to be on stage with those guys, like, that's the cool. I'm like, what is happening? And then you think back to those moments where you thought like nobody cared at all. So it's just a process, you know, and I think there's a lot of power in like telling that story of like, it wasn't just, you know, this isn't overnight for me. Like I said, this is year 5 of trying to make this work for me. And it's nice to be able to share that story with
people. And you started fiddling around, all pun intended, at 4 years old.
4 years old. Yeah. So I've been playing the fiddle since I could have memories. That's been a part of me. So, you know, I love doing that, and I've got to like last year I got to do like 5 or 6 dates with. I'm really good friends with Ian Munsick.
Oh yeah, one of the best.
One of the best, great guy. We become good friends through all this, and they had a fiddle player situation where they had like either switching a band member or something, and so he had reached out and like, hey man, like it was like last summer, kind of in a hurry, like hey, like I know you got your own stuff going on. Is there any way you can give me like 10 dates? And I was like, ugh. I don't know. Maybe we can do. So we're going back and forth. Okay, what if we did these like 5 or 6? So we end up doing a couple weeks together, and it's just like so fun, you know. Like those kind of experiences. Like it was my first time like basically living on a tour bus for a couple weeks. That was interesting, you know. And I just try to cherish each one of those because that was one where I just got to sit back and play fiddle. I didn't have to worry about being the
and jam with a great band.
Great band.
Ian and his guys do a great job live.
Yeah, and Ian is so passionate about what he does, like getting it right, and like, you know, he loves music. He loves fiddle too. Like, you know, his dad's a fiddle player. His son's learning fiddle. He's got a lot of musicians in his family, and when I'm in those situations, I just try to sit back and learn too. Like, okay, I don't have to worry about being the front man today.
Yeah.
So how's this guy handling like all this stuff?
Yeah, you're like studying how is the crowd reacting when he's doing this? How is the crowd? What does his crowd look like compared to mine? What is this region like? Because Ian, there's so many similarities too between like Appalachia and like Big Sky country.
Oh yeah, we talked about this a lot, me and him. Like, yeah, there's a. You know, you'll never meet somebody from Appalachia who doesn't tell you that they're from there. Like they want you to know. Like within 5 seconds, hey man, just so you know, I'm from West Virginia. Or like he is with Wyoming, you know, just so you know. Like there's such a sense of place with those kind of people and things. It's awesome.
Yeah. How many good times have you had in Morgantown in your life?
Oh, too many. You know, and I mean, as you can see, I got this hat that somebody gave to me many moons ago, and one of the great joys of this whole career for me was like, you know, we used to get up on a Saturday morning and drive almost 3 hours to Morgantown to like sit in the nosebleeds, you know, for a football game. And now I've got to do a lot of stuff with the university and the athletic department. I played at the homecoming game last season. I did like a show.
Oh, that had to be wild.
It was wild. And man, it was so crazy because we're like literally the stage is up against the wall of the stadium and the blue lot. So the blue lot in Morgantown, I mean, it's like there's more people tailgating than there are that can even fit in the stadium.
Yeah, tailgating is as big as the game.
People start Thursday for a Saturday game, you know? And so we get up there, bro, and we're like, I got a full band, you know, 6-piece band. We're just having a great time. I play the first note. We're about 10 seconds into the first song, and like the power just dies.
Oh no.
Okay, power dies. And people have been waiting, and I'm like, I'm from there. I'm not just walking off. Like, there's no way.
Yeah.
So my brother plays with me too sometimes, and he's just like, looks at me. He's like, I was like, oh, just hold on. We're coming down there. So we all like jump off the stage, walk into the middle of the blue lot. People just gather around, and we just did like the first 3 songs, just screaming at the top, just acoustic. You know, it was just a really special moment because I was like, you know, I mean, I'm here. I can't believe I'm doing a show in my home state during the season at a game on Saturday. So let's go. Until they fix the power, let's just play in the parking lot.
Yeah, which is like the roots of like Appalachia bluegrass kind of jam too.
It was. We had like the stand-up bass and all that stuff.
Not mic'd up and people just circling around. Mm-hmm. That's almost more authentic. That's a special moment.
Now, listen, I mean, if you're ever in that situation, I mean, I probably, like, when I got back on stage, my voice was like, you know, because we were trying to sing so loud for everybody, but I'll never forget that as long as I live. And, like, still, people will come to me, like, literally in the airport this morning at DTW, I was on, like, one of those people mover things, and this couple was like, oh, my God, we saw you in Morgantown. Like, remember when you came in the parking lot? I was like, yeah, that was so, like, I still get people talking to me about that all the time, and I will never forget that.
That's awesome. That's awesome, man. What I love your positivity, because like you were talking about, you started doing this late in life, and there's a lot of insecurities, I'm sure, about being an older person when you have younger artists. Kind of like everybody's journey's different.
Totally.
And a lot of guys and girls would get jaded, you know? And it's like you stay positive and you're so appreciative of what's going on.
You know, I really try. That's not every day. It's not always easy.
Yeah, I bet.
You know, and it's such a comparative industry, as you know.
Oh, dude, you have to keep your blinders on. You have to. You're a racehorse. You have to keep your blinders on.
I was telling this story the other day. How like one of my big dreams since I was a child, like my first time I ever came to Nashville, my mom was a CRNA for a living. So a lot of times growing up, we would do our vacation, our big family vacation would be organized around her one big work trip that she got to travel to, this anesthesia convention.
Yeah.
You know, because my parents were like, oh, cool, we can save a little money.
Yeah.
You know? So there was a year it was in Nashville. It was when the Opry was at the old Opry.
What, the Ryman? Mm-hmm. Wow.
And we did the tour. And I remember everything about that day. I'm not kidding you. I like, and they're talking about, stepping playing, and they're showing you like the mic and all the history, and then they're talking about the fiddles and the singers and the songwriters, and that's all I could. From the day I played music, I was like, man, what a feeling to play at the Opry, and that's still like one of my big goals, and I would love to play at the Opry. And last year, I had six friends that I know very well and love, got their debut at the Opry. And in those moments, when you're just like grinding away, working hard, you really have to check yourself when your first thought is like why not me? Yeah. Why didn't I get that call today? So I tried to start doing this thing actively where like when I would see a piece of good news happen for somebody that it was something I wanted to do, I would try before I did anything else to like stop my day, DM them, call them, voice memo, something just to help. And that helped me because you will bury yourself in this business. Yeah. If you get on your Instagram or whatever and all you start doing is like, oh, this show and this is the opener. I thought I was going to be opening for that person. What happened to that? Yeah. I didn't get that call. Like there's always a million things that you're not doing. So I think the key to being able to like survive is to try and find some positive. Yeah. Because it's not easy every day, but that's the only way through, I think.
Yeah, 100%, dude, 100%. You've gotten to play at some iconic venues. Tell me about the NPR stuff.
Oh, yeah, that was like one of the coolest days of my life. NPR Music basically does two things. They do Tiny Desk, and they do Mountain Stage. So Mountain Stage has been going on for 41 years now. And it's also very cool because it started in Charleston, West Virginia. And they do it all over the country. They do shows in California and Pennsylvania and wherever else. But most of the season occurs still at the Cultural Center in Charleston. And this is maybe in 2022, at the end of 2022, I had recorded almost all of my debut album at this point. But I was very burned out and I was not feeling very positive. I was about to like quit, honestly. I was in a very bad spot, not in a good health spot, mental wise, this thing was killing me. I was like, it's just too hard. And I was really boohooing on myself, So I remember going home for the holidays to my parents' house. And my plan was just to kind of like ride out the holidays and then tell people like, I just thank you, but I don't know. Because I had already put so much time and money into this record, but it seemed impossible to me. Yeah. And on like December 27th, I got a call. And I honestly thought it was a joke at first. I had a hard time processing it, and it was the people that do Mountain Stage. And they invited me on the show, and I was like, I still don't know to this day who submitted me to them. Because it's like the Bluebird or something like that, where you have to be invited on. Doesn't matter who your agent is. Like, they got to find your stuff as a writer. Yeah. And pass you. Yeah. And invite you on. And it kind of saved me, man. It changed my whole life. Like, and I got to do that, and it was sold out in Charleston. It's a big auditorium, and it's on every NPR station in the country. And so they also have picked Old Kanawha as like their NPR song of the week. And so I went from like this is never going to happen to all of a sudden people were writing about it and doing podcasts about Vampire in Appalachia and Old Kanawha. And Charles was really having a year, and he's on that song with me, Charles Wesley Godwin. And that evening, I just felt like was such a cool moment because I still like get like choked up thinking about it because you don't even know how close I was to just being like, I don't know, this is silly. This is really silly. Yeah. I was going into year 3 and I was like, this is like a lot of effort I've done some cool things, but I don't know if it's actually going anywhere as a writer. And then to be invited to do that and it was like kaboom, and I was like, what is happening? This is the coolest. Yeah. And it was just, it was a really good day.
That's awesome, man. Yeah. Again, there's a plan in the universe.
100%.
And the moment that you think it's done, or you're at that wall, you're at the end, you're at the cliff, then there's something that pulls you right back into it. And for it to be at the magnitude that Mountain Stage was for you.
Oh man, the best, the best. And like, like Kathy Mattea is the host. And she's from West Virginia. Yeah. And I remember like during my last song, like, there's like a standing O and everything. And I'm like so choked up. And she looks at me and she's like, this is it. This is it. Hold on to this. And she gave me a big hug. She said, you just hold on to this. And I was like, okay, I will. And so whenever I have like a tougher day, I try to just hold on to like those kind of feelings because you're like, no, it's possible. It's absolutely possible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you never know. You never know. Like the difference between me and you having this conversation today and not is like on your really bad days, what happens the next morning?
Yeah.
You know, do you get up and say, all right, I can do this one more day? Or do you say, I'm done? So it's typically like the one more day that will change your life.
Yeah, dude, absolutely. And you've gotten to go on the road and go all out. I mean, guys like Noah Khan, good friends of ours that we talked about Ian before. We talked about Josiah. We talked about Charles.
Yeah.
Guys like Wyatt Flores is one of my good buddies. I remember seeing him. He was when I was on the road as a tour manager. He opened the show as a local opener in Stillwater, Oklahoma.
Oh yeah,
it was one of his first gigs opening for somebody. And that was in 2021, and then shortly after he moved to Nashville and to see the ship that he's on, and guys like Sam Barber, Jenna Paulette, Styles, Darius Rucker, like Zandy Holdup, like the list goes on and on and on. Yeah, dude, and but what's cool is all of those guys and girls are different styles, and it's like you're able to fit in with all of that. You know, whether it's more Americana, whether it's more Appalachia, whether it's more mainstream country, or it's more singer-songwriter, or it's Western, like you fit in all the things.
Yeah, well, you know, that's very kind of you to say. You know, Noah Khan's a really cool story because he had reached out to me directly when I had less than 1,000 followers on TikTok, and I have a pretty okay following on there.
What are you up to now on there?
I don't know, like 1 million or so.
That's crazy.
You know,
1 million people.
Yeah, it doesn't seem real either. And he was like, "Hey man, I love your style. It looks like I'm gonna have a record deal with I think it was Universal or Sony. He's like, I'm gonna have you on my record." I was like, "Okay." And, you know, people tell you stuff all the time in this business. And you know, some time goes by, and I get a text from that Vermont area code, and he's like, "You ready? Like, are you ready? And I was like, "Yeah, of course. What do you need?" And I got on 2 songs on that Stick Season record, and it's just a great example of somebody, you know, who didn't necessarily have to have me on that record, but what a cool experience for me.
Yeah, he believed in you.
Yeah, same with like some cool stuff I've gotten. You know, I just played on one for Sam, and anyways, I'm so thankful for those kind of things because like what a cool journey and all these different styles too. Like you were saying, like some are like real heavy like radio country, some are real Americana, more gritty kind of stuff, and
yeah,
I love it all. I mean, especially for the fiddle, like I love just playing, so it's a good challenge for me.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. How do you adjust from being Philip the player to being Philip the artist? Like, what's the balance of that?
That's been my biggest kind of adjustment period, I think, is, you know, like I said, I love the fiddle. It's a big part of what I do. And so, but I also kind of had this battle where sometimes that's all people would know me for.
Yeah. So
I had to work really hard to get my other stuff noticed in terms of like the writing and the original stuff that I would do.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I had some really interesting industry meetings when I first started getting a little interest down here in town. And this one guy, doesn't matter where it was like a really bad industry meeting. It's just, I had a run of these where I just was like, is this real? And this guy from like a pretty good size, he looked at me like dead serious and was like, you know what? If you really want to be an artist, the best thing you could do for yourself is like put that fiddle away and just forget you ever played it. I was like, what? Like
that's the wrong thing to tell a guy like you.
Like that's terrible. Like that, I was like, I mean,
wrong thing to tell anybody.
He's like, just be an artist. You need to look more like an artist. He's like, you gotta start, you know. Anyways, blah blah. And it was just like, I was like, man, you don't know me at all. Like, and the thing is, like, when I play my own shows, like I play guitar for about half the show, but I always will have a guitar player so I can play my own fiddle licks because I love those fiddle licks.
Yeah.
I love having a fiddle player with me, but like if I have a show where I don't play the fiddle, like people get like, you know, pressed. They're like, man, like none. And I was like, well, if it's just me and the guitar, like I don't know what else to do. But the big challenge for me has been like just really focusing on, hey, you know, like just let the songs speak for themselves. Like try to just write really well.
Yeah.
Right. Like it's your job. Give the songs the best chance they can, you know, have.
Yeah.
And here you go. And I get to collaborate with some of my best friends in music. Like on this next record, man, I'm just so hyped for some of the things that we're putting out with some other, you know, friends and stuff like that, which also really helps because then you can write with others and then also kind of like flex those performance muscles and be like, all right, like, you know, not that that's bad, but I'm more than just like a utility player. I can also do the artist thing and everything else, you know.
Yeah, what's it been like now? You're with the Cloverdale crew. They're doing some cool things,
crazy
man.
Cool things. Yeah, it's been exciting. I mean, for me, Like I had stopped taking any meetings for a while because I was very frustrated with just like, I just wasn't feeling like I was finding my fit.
Yeah.
And I was so passionate about owning my own stuff.
Yeah.
The ownership piece of it was really hanging on me. And I had recently been with some friends in the industry. Like I had went out to Charles was on tour and I went and saw Charles and he was like, "You're still doing all this on your own?" And he's like, "You gotta find something." And I had many friends tell me this. You gotta get this thing figured out. Like, cause you're gonna redline or you're gonna run into like you can only do so much.
Yeah.
And there's so much value in like good management and good label.
Yeah.
If you get the right fit. And so I went out to one of Evan's shows when he was coming through Detroit, and I played a couple with him on stage, and we were talking backstage, and and then I met like my manager Kyle through Evan, and then we just started very slowly kind of easing into it, and Kyle was just like, "Bro, like just let me just show you how we work," and it was been a really good relationship, and they're very artist centric.
Yeah, artist centric. I mean, it makes sense with Evan.
Total sense.
Like,
he's indie and.
Yeah, and it's like the other guys and girls that are over there and like in that family. It's
Totally.
It's such a cool collective that's here in town.
Yes.
Like it's just a bunch of friends doing cool things together, creating art.
Yeah.
It's about the music and making sure that the creators, which is you as the artist, the songwriter, the player, making sure that you're happy.
Yeah.
You don't find that everywhere.
And I really wasn't necessarily looking for, not that this is, like I said, I have great friends who do this, have done the other way. I wasn't necessarily looking for, here's your X pile of advance that you now need to pay me back.
Yeah, the recoup stuff.
The recoup stuff is a nightmare.
Yes.
Oh, and by the way, we're going to let you keep 10% of your records.
Yeah, you can't have that. Yeah.
Kick rocks.
It might work for some people, but in your case, doesn't work.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And at the time I was like talking through some of this stuff, I still hadn't like moved myself all the way out of the corporate stuff. So I had like more leverage. I wasn't desperate for that pile of advance. Like I was more concerned about, no, like what I need help with is X, Y, and Z, but I want to own. Maybe we could talk about like, I talk about industry stuff with people all the time. Yeah. Maybe we could talk about X ownership of each track versus me taking basically a fancy loan from you and then being indentured to you. Yeah. And then if you don't like how it's going, you put me on the shelf. I wasn't really interested in that.
No. Yeah.
And so, I don't know. I'm still finding my way through all of that, but it's been a really cool collaboration because, like we were saying, like they're just very artist centric, and they're like a scrappy, feisty, like indie label with some amazing talent on it. Yeah. All these people in town, like Julia and Leon, and of course Evan is like leading the ship, and all these cool things.
Winya's over there too. Yeah, love Thomas and those guys.
Love Thomas. Yeah, like Thomas played a couple shows with me like last summer, and I got to know him, and he's super talented.
Yeah.
Super talented.
Super talented. Just above all, everybody over there is just good people.
Good people. And I think that's like the biggest thing in this industry in general is if you can be the person that you would want to work with, that will have the longest dividends.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's not always easy, but that is what really helps.
Tell me how excited you are for this this headlining tour coming in the fall.
I'm so hyped. I've been working with CAA on the booking side of things.
Yeah.
And so we're looking at doing a couple like a smaller run in August, and then like a larger fall run to kind of support the second album. And I'm just very excited because I have doing things mostly on my own with like some help or like pulling like some ad hoc help here and there. We would do these like touring like little clusters, and it wasn't very organized. Or maybe okay, here's a weekend here, or here's like 3 there, or one support over here, and all these kind of things. But it's very difficult doing that just by yourself.
Yes.
So to have something that like has like a story behind it, like a cohesive run, it's easier for me. It's easier for my family to be like, all right, like this whole week I'm doing like in 8 days I'm doing 7 shows. Then I'm gonna come home, and then we'll have this like fall run, which will be like 15 or 20 or however many we end up doing. So I'm very excited to like have a consistent run and be like, just play every night with the same folks.
Yeah.
Because most of the time, like last year, for example, I might have a different band configuration depending on the venue or how I booked it.
Yeah.
Sometimes is it a duo? Is it a trio? Is it just me? Oh, this guy's not available. Let's get this guy. And it wasn't bad. It was just like that's really
those were the cards you were dealt.
As the card that was dealt.
And it's like, yeah, like how do you build that chemistry and that cohesiveness to this is what a Philip Bowen show looks like.
Yeah. Whereas like if you go like see if you're talking about somebody like really tuned in, like if you go see like a Tyler show, like Tyler Childers or like Luke.
Yeah.
Like, okay, they sound so like each player just knows what they're doing.
Yes.
And it's like that is just a beautiful thing when you go see that in person. Like, especially as a musician, you're watching that like, oh man, they're so tight.
Luke's band is so damn good, and we're lucky to have Kurt. Kurt Ozon in our family.
And let me just tell you about Kurt real quick. So when I was the first probably year or two, I would like reach out to anybody who I admired in music and be like, hey, I'm trying to do X, Y, or Z. I don't want anything from you. I just want to know like if you have any tips for me. Like, I'm trying to get my feet wet in writing. And I would say it's not like I was like spamming hundreds of people every day, but like I would be very thoughtful about, okay, I really like this artist. And I really like this person's style. Like I love how Kurt plays. And so I messaged him. And Kurt was probably one of 5 people in the whole world that messaged me back before I had like numbers. I think I had like 700 followers on Instagram.
Yeah.
And he gave me his numbers. He texted me anytime. And then this was so cool. Like he played, I think, in Charles's band or.
Yeah, he helped out. He was with the Allegheny guys for a little while.
All this at Healing Appalachia or something, and I was out somewhere on another show, and my phone, I feel it in my pocket. I'm playing on stage, my phone's just going bzz, 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 bzz. I mean, and all these people in West Virginia are sending me pictures because Kurt is wearing one of my shirts.
Yeah,
And anyways, so it just speaks to like, who he is because like he didn't know me from Adam. And just was like willing to like listen and like give me some advice.
Yeah.
And so, not to be like a Kurt stan over here.
We're Kurt stans.
Yeah.
Kurt has been one of the biggest advocates for what we do at Raised Rowdy, and he co-hosts. We'll have to have you come back and be on the podcast with him.
We could
and
do some
Nikki
like
T.
Fiddle together.
Oh, dude, yeah. We'll have to get it. We'll have to next time when you're down here closer to the record coming out. We'll have to have you on the
100%.
Raised Rowdy pod, and you and Kurt can do dueling fiddles on the pod.
Dude, 100%. When he started learning that, I was like, okay, go off, man. That's sick.
He's gotten pretty good at it.
Yeah, it's just like like I was at an event last summer. Like I was playing this private event at the Greenbrier in West Virginia, and like Sierra Farrell was playing Sunday night, and I was playing Monday night, and I just wanted to go show some love because I hadn't seen her play live, but like one time. And I was just kind of like ducking back, in the audience. And then somebody in her band like spotted me, and she like stopped. She's like, "Is that Philip out there?" I was like, "What's up?" So I had not seen her like play fiddle in person, and it was so impressive. Like I was like, "You basically self-taught," Like so I went up there and played a few with her, and then she's like, "You want to play my guitar and I'll play fiddle?" I was like, "Sure." And that was just a very cool like West Virginia moment.
Yeah.
But people like that are so impressive to me, like especially learning the fiddle after the age of 10 or 12.
I hear it's very difficult.
Very difficult. So props to Kurt and Sierra.
That's
for
awesome.
learning fiddle late in
That's awesome. So tell me about this record. What's different about it from the first batch of songs, and where do you think you are right now as like a songwriter? You said that like life has changed to now you're a dad, you're a family man, but you've been actively pursuing this dream now since the pandemic. Where are we at sonically, musically, and what do we have to look forward to with this next record?
I think that musically and sonically and all that, I feel like this is much more authentically like what I sound like when you go see me live. It's more true to my roots. And not that there was anything wrong with the production on like the old Canal record, but it was the classic like me bootstrapping the first record at a studio, but track by track. Okay, I got a little bit more money. Let's go do this track. Get this player in here.
Yeah.
And I had less of a voice in that because like I'm just taking everybody's ideas. Yeah, great. It's sounding like all kinds of stuff, and I'm proud of that record, but in a different way. Whereas like this one was really, I was so intentional about like each note that went into this production, from the guitar to the fiddle to the keys. Like I love Americana kind of music with big fat piano in it too. Like I love that sound. And so the storytelling is much more authentic to like my lived experience, or much more like kind of caught up with me in that way. And I just have a couple of years more of writing experience.
Yeah.
And because of all like the crazy industry stuff in my life, I only put out one original all of last year. It's been a long time. So like, I put out the first song from it like about 3 weeks ago, and there's another one like that's coming out in April. And these songs kind of tell more of this story of me kind of growing into who I am now, like struggling with some stuff, like coping with things probably the wrong way, whether it was through like, whatever, that burnout feeling and like feeling like you're just not in a place of health at all, to like, living life and seeing people get older all around you and different things like that. So just trying to tell my story in that way and have it sound like Appalachia. That's what I wanted. Is like sound like somebody who grew up in this part of the country, and that's what I wanted.
Yeah, what do you think it is about 2025 to where Appalachia is on the stage that it finally is deserved to be on?
I just think it's so cool, man. Like, I don't know what it is about this neck of the woods, but like in that little West Virginia, little chunk of Virginia, Kentucky, like this is not a highly populated area. Like all of West Virginia is less than 2 million people. And maybe this whole area of Appalachia, maybe 5-6 million people. And think about how much just incredible songwriting and all these different artists that hail from this region. And I just think there's something in the blood there. Like the storytelling is in your blood. It's how we do everything. And there's such a sense of like tradition and place.
Yeah.
It's a little bit spooky. It's a little bit, we love the lore.
Yeah, it's mysterious.
We love, we're a little bit, I don't know, like we can sit in loss in a different way. And we can really celebrate small joys in life in a whole different way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you're not living high on the hog very often, you can celebrate a sunny day in a whole different kind of way. And I think that's what we do really well in Appalachia, is just tell great stories.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm by no means put myself with some of those other people. I'm just saying that, like, I think that's what I love about where I'm from and the music coming out of there. And so my goal with all this is just to do my best to try to, just to try to like be true to that, not really worry about formulaic type stuff, but just try to tell the stories as best as I can.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you do a great job with that, and you've done a great job with that, man. And you continue to do that. And it's cool seeing other guys and girls from the region. It's cool seeing the Appalachia style be adopted sonically by people all over the country, all over the world.
Yeah. Yeah. Just like we were talking about, the people that now want a fiddle on their record.
Oh yeah.
Or like, I want banjo, I want mando, I want fiddle. You ever heard of a dulcimer? Yeah, man. Like, it's, all these things, like, we're like, that was never, like, it wasn't that long ago that people were still using like synthesizers to play fiddle on their country music. Never.
Or the banjo.
That don't happen anymore. I mean, it's very rare.
Yeah.
Where people no, they want the fiddle player. They want it to sound right, which I love that. I just think it's, whatever that trend is, like, I just think that there's like this huge call for authenticity too. Like, people dig the storytelling now more than ever. Just like Red Clay Strays, like, they don't sound very Appalachia, but the storytelling.
Oh, dude, it's so pure.
Yeah.
Like, so good.
They're not, and there's nothing wrong with like radio country. I'm not saying that. I just be like Red Clay Strays are never going to be radio country, but they have a massive audience because it's like their songs are like, shh, you know what I mean? Like you can relate immediately to what they're saying.
Yeah, and it's like radio has adapted to it a little bit with some of the songs that you're hearing on there.
100%. Yeah.
Which is what's crazy too. The scene has shifted so much to that that the mainstream has adopted it.
Yeah.
In some aspects. Not quite to as far as I think it will go. I think it's really, I mean, you see Red Clay Strays headlines major festivals now.
Unbelievable. And even like I love Casey Musgrave's style. Like, I haven't had a chance to meet her in person yet, but
as a songwriter, unbelievable.
I have loved her. I have loved her for a very long time. But like my favorite song on her last record was like that Architect song.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding you. The first time I heard that song, I stopped everything I was doing and I listened to it about 4 times in a row. And I was like, oh, it's just like, and the production of it is so good and simple, and the writing is like so great, and it's just perfect. I mean, for me, that's what I want when I'm hearing a song like that, and I'm like, oh, this is so. And her voice with that, the voice with the lyrics is just like,
yeah. When you have the great lyrics and you have a voice like Casey's, which is unmatched. There's only one Casey Musgrave. There's only ever going to be one. Yeah. But when you can have it, the production doesn't have to be like all souped up. The song and the vocal can speak for itself.
No, I think that's a great lesson for. If you're out there and you're starting out, you may be tempted by the person telling you, okay, well, you got to go record at X studio with X producer. And there's there's amazing producers out there that are worth every penny, but you do not need to go out there and spend $5-6 grand a track.
No.
To make a great record.
Look at your first track. Look at your first thing where everybody was like, where can I get this on Spotify? And you made it on your damn iPad.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The song will speak for itself. And there is something to be said for great production. But a lot of times we will wait until all the stars align. Then I can start. Then I'll start. Nah, just do something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think if you believe in those songs, like, then you just got to get them out there.
Yeah.
The right people will find them.
Absolutely, amen, dude. What do you like doing when you're not doing music related stuff? I know you're up in Michigan a lot.
Yeah.
You're up in Michigan now. Like,
Yeah.
what is life outside of music? Like, what does Philip like doing for fun?
Yeah, man. I really had to find myself there too because it was consuming so much of my life. You know, I love spending time with my kids. And
How old are the little
so
ones?
I have 2 girls and a boy.
Okay.
So my girls it's 11, 8, and 5.
Wow.
Yeah. So we got like a full house. They're fun ages. Like everything. I'm like sports dad. Like, you know,
that's
one girl's
great.
in basketball, one girl's in soccer. My youngest one is in volleyball. You know, and then we got kids in music, and so a lot of my life is like doing that. And I've got so into like cooking as well.
Oh.
I love to cook. Like now when I'm home, like especially now that I'm not in the corporate world anymore, when I'm home for stretches and I'm not traveling, I will like cook almost every single night. Like I'll
What are the specialties? If we're opening Philip's Cafe here, what do we?
dude, one thing I've like absolutely bodied recently is like I love like Korean food.
Oh, okay.
I've like nailed this like spicy like Korean like barbecue pork, and then I make my own like authentic homemade cucumber kimchi.
Wow.
That's unbelievable. I don't understand. It's really good. And I'm half Lebanese as well. There's like a lot of Lebanese in Appalachia.
Yeah.
So I love Lebanese food is like near and dear to my heart. So like I love that's a little more like technically difficult. So but I love like challenging myself with like Lebanese food and like you know whatever. But I love to just like chef it up a little bit. You know, I can eat. I like to cook for everybody, and like I just like people to have a good time.
Yeah, dude.
So
and that makes sense with like being like cooking is creating.
Yeah.
And just like music is you're creating that music
Yeah,
and then you're playing it for people.
Yeah.
You're creating the food and then you're watching everybody enjoy it.
That's right. That's like
There's similarities.
Basically like food. We love to travel when we can, like especially when it's like not work related travel. Like if we can get out of town and just we'll go to the beach with the kids or do a little vacation.
Yeah. Where do you like to go? Where are some like vacation spots that you've been?
Man, and honestly, like I'm still like I hate the winter. I'm not a winter guy.
Oh, snowbird guy.
Yeah, so man, my wife and I always say if there's a beach and some water, like that's really all I need. I love the mountains too, but like, man, Florida's still near and dear to our heart because we met there. We lived there for a little while, so like we still have family like in Tampa Bay and stuff. So we'll go down there a lot and just vibe out and. You know, I just like the beach.
There's something about the Florida beaches too. Like I grew up in a New York suburb, so like
I feel that.
I was like Jersey Shore.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And then I went down to the Floribama for the first time, and I stepped foot on that
like,
beach in the
hey,
Gulf, and I'm like, oh, this is how it's supposed to be.
That's right, man. That's right. Like if you go down to like the Bay beaches, like clear water and that white powder sand, and it's just
unmatched.
Just so great, and it's a great place just to go and like unplug from. As much as I love what I do for a living, it's a great way to kind of escape from that.
You need to, dude. And the social media stuff, and that's been a huge part of your grind for years now. That's a huge part of your story to where you're at now. Yeah. But to be on with that, you need to take off time. And you need to unplug.
You do like there's times where like I will like if we're out and about as a family or something, and like I'll even like accidentally open my TikTok or something, which stinks because like when you have like a larger following, sometimes like the amount of notifications you'll just get from a couple hours will be like, it's just too much. You're like,
it's a lot.
It's just like, it shifts your brain and you're like, no, I don't want to deal with that right now. Like, and I'm very thankful for all the people that follow me and everything, but it's just like, you cannot, like, it's just too much.
Yeah.
So you like having somebody to kind of come in and help you with like the admin of some of that.
Oh, that's huge.
Yeah. So like I've got like an admin. Her name is Becca, who's like a lifesaver because she will help us intake some of the social media, like the DMs and the comments.
When did you start to really see that grow?
Oh, there was like some huge spurts during COVID for sure. Like when it first started kind of catching a little fire. I'd post these like Fiddle covers and stuff like that, and they would go crazy. one time my very first time I ever came down to Nashville, like for work. I was in like an Airbnb on Music Row, and I posted this video of me playing over Something in the Orange by Zach Bryan. And then I went to a write, and when I was done, I went to go play the Bluebird for the first time. I was very excited. I was like, I can't believe I'm here. Shout out to Kevin Mack for getting me in the Bluebird. It was just an awesome.
We love Kevin.
Kevin, I love Kevin so much. Yes. Kevin has been so good to me.
Yeah,
he is the first person I really believe in this town that like believed in me and then put his money where his mouth was and like brought me to things. Like submitted my stuff to the Bluebird, got me and him and Jacob Lyda played a row at the Bluebird. I couldn't believe I was there. Not just one song, like playing like 7 or 8. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a full set there.
Could not believe it. I've done the Bluebird twice now. I played with him and Hannah McFarland.
Oh, I love Hannah, dude. She's a good homie of
What
ours.
a sweetheart. I love Hannah, and I'm so happy for her too. Like she's incredible.
Yeah.
And so I go to play the Bluebird for the first time, so my phone was like off because I was just wanting to like soak it up and everything. And I got back to this little Airbnb I was at, and I had gained in like 2 hours. I had gained 90,000 followers.
Wow.
From one video. That's like how crazy TikTok can be. Truly, I mean, this video went like absolutely nuclear. And so through all of that, though, I went to go hang out with Charles once when he was opening for Zach, and I met like Zach and the band and everything, and that was really, really fun. The good guys, really good guys like Two Show. Reed has been a good guy to me, and like, anyways, it's crazy the connections that will come through something like social media.
Yeah.
In a good way. It can be really sucky too.
Yeah.
But some of the people I've gotten to hang out with or
who's been like what's like an oh my god, I can't believe I'm around this person, or I can't believe this person just liked or shared my video or commented on it.
Well, shout out to Eric Stonestreet, who is an actor. Was on Modern Family, was like his big role.
Oh, nice. What was his role on?
Cam. He was Cam on Modern Family.
Oh, no shit. Yeah.
So Eric's been very good to me. And Eric, this is a few years ago, was following me on Instagram, and I hadn't even noticed, and had sent me a DM. I was like, hey man, I love your stuff. I'm sitting at a Dodgers game right now with Brad Paisley, and I was like, what? Like, this is so crazy. And like, I just showed him your video, blah blah. And so then Eric and I struck up like kind of a friendship. We start messaging and everything, and then he invites me to be part of this wonderful charity event that happens every year in Kansas City called the Big Slick. And it's all these, I have no idea how I'm included with these like celebrity guests. Like it's like Paul Rudd and Jason Sudeikis and Adam Scott from Severance and Travis Kelce, and I got some cool numbers in my phone now from all of this stuff. It's very, very cool. And so for the first year, they want me to perform lots and just get me out there. So it's the T-Mobile Center, like 10,000 people. It's packed.
Wow.
So they wanted me to do my own little 2-song thing. Did that, and he's like, a few days before, he's like, hey, do you know Darius? I was like, Darius who? He's like, Darius Rucker. Do you know Darius? I was like, I mean, I know who he is. He's like, well, hey, like, do you want to play Wagon Wheel with him? I was like, what? Like, yeah, of course. He's like, do you know how to play Wagon Wheel? I was like, yeah, like in my sleep. So then like Darius like pops on. He's like, can you play me a little lick? I was like, yeah. So I go to this sound check at the T-Mobile Center, and Darius, bro, rolls up, just cool as a cucumber, man. Like the band's all there, rolls in. Somebody just hands him his guitar. He's like, Fiddle? I was like, yeah. He's like, I'm Darius, man. Good to meet you. Let's just do Wagon Wheel. I was like, cool. He's like, you know that lick, right? I was like, in my sleep, bro. And so I just played da-da-da-da-da-da. He's like, oh, you're going to be amazing. We played maybe 15 seconds of Wagon Wheel. Maybe 20. We're cool. Next song. And I was like, then we're about to play this in front of like 10,000 plus people. We didn't go over my solo. I was like, well, how am I going to know when to play? I was like, hey, just a quick question. Like, when do you want me to do like solo or not? Like, it's cool.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, you'll know. And he winks at me, and the band just is like laughing in my ear. Like, we all have ears in, Everybody's laughing. I was like, okay, how am I going to know? So we do this thing. Darius is like the big highlight of the whole night. He's like the big musical artist. So we're playing Wagon Wheel, and then we're about halfway through the song, and he like leans into the mic. He's like, play that fiddle, boy. Like, and the band is just like losing it. And so I just shredded. He's like, no, keep going. So I just shredded. And I just like, am looking off to the side of the stage with my brother who like TMs for me a lot. I'm like, I cannot believe, all from like a kindness from one person who had no reason. You know what I mean? Like Eric, so shout out to Eric. I love him so much. Like, had no reason to reach out to me proactively.
Yeah.
Or involve me in this very cool thing.
Yeah.
Or introduce me to Darius. And then like Darius was the coolest.
Yeah.
What a guy. Like, just the nicest, most humble person. Did not make me feel small. Like made me feel like a peer.
Yeah.
You know, just like what a crazy, and that happened. Remember I told you I was like about to quit right before I got on stage. So this is in 2023. So none of the things that happened in 2023 that were just amazing for my life, I even had a hint of in that December. So like January, I'm on Mountain Stage. February, I get the call to AGT recruits me on the show. March, I'm playing the spring game at Mountaineer Field. That's the first time I played there at WVU. April, I fly to Los Angeles and do my AGT audition, and they like go crazy and love it. May, I'm on the show, and then I'm coming back. And June, I'm playing with Darius. And September, I have a spotlight at Americana Fest. May, I'm at the Bluebird. It was just like I was pinching myself every day, and I could not believe what was happening. I literally couldn't believe it, and I was like a breath from stopping everything. Yeah, you know what I mean? So that was a very long answer to your question, but yeah, that's just incredible.
Thank God you didn't, man. Thank God you did not give up. It all happens for a reason, man. It really does. And now you're getting ready to put out your second full-length record, headline your own fall tour.
Let's go.
You've gotten to do all these crazy, incredible experiences. You still get to go home, be the chef, hang out with the kids, be a great husband, be a great dad. You get to do it all, man. You get to do it all.
I'm trying, bro. I'm trying.
No, you're succeeding, man.
Yeah.
It's happening.
Yeah.
Like, and you think back to that moment where before you get told you're going to work remote and the world is shutting down. Mm-hmm. And you're just like, how do I stay sane? Reddit's doing a live stream thing? Let me do that. And look at what happened.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot how much I love to write. Let me pull out the old notebook that I had. Like,
let me write down some songs.
Finish some of these songs, and I can write better. I can do this better. And then, it just what a blessing, man. That's I truly will say this to people all the time. They probably get sick of hearing it, but any day I get to do music for a living, is truly a great day for me because. Like I'm not 25 anymore, and I for many years I thought this was completely just dead and out of reach for me.
Yeah.
So sometimes people will be like when I got to play with Wyatt last year, I opened for him, and I had a great time. I love Wyatt. So, man, he's just like, he's got a good spirit about him, and he's super talented, obviously. And I remember one guy after the show was like, "Oh, like, is it hard for you to open for like a young guy like that?" I was like, "No, what? Like, I'm happy to. I don't even think of it in those terms because like, anyways, the point is that I'm so thankful to be doing music.
Yeah, you're getting to showcase your talent, opening up for another talented artist who you happen to be friends with and love dearly.
Yeah, and
age doesn't matter at all.
His fiddle player Kenzie, I've loved her.
Oh, she's forever. Great.
And so Kenzie's like, "Hey, do you want to jam with us for a few?" I was like, "Yeah." And then like Wyatt was like, "Hey, what are you gonna close with during your set?" I was like, "Well, I always close with Country Roads, man." He's like, "Can my guys like come play with you?" I was like, "Yeah." So like Wyatt's band it's just like there's a cool thing about our industry. This whole Americana, whatever you want to call it, alt country especially. There's that tradition of like almost always the opener will come up with the headliner and do stuff. There's like it's just the coolest.
Yeah.
I've experienced so much of that like thing where like the person one or two rungs ahead of you on the ladder will like reach down and like pull you up for stuff and vice versa. It's just, I've just really experienced a lot of that. Like it's not all perfect. It's a weird industry, but I just try to soak those kind of things up when they happen.
Dude, as you should, man. And it is so much of like you're not opening for me. We're doing a show together.
Yeah.
It's the rephrasing of that being like, Philip's not the opener. He's doing this show with us.
Exactly.
He's together. The ticket, these people are buying a ticket to see us and him and her or whatever.
Exactly.
It's a total package of everybody together.
And there's so much power to like your spirit and everybody's energy when you are opening for someone and you look and you see not just the artist, but the entire band is just standing to the side of the stage, just watching and supporting. They're not too good for that. They don't make you feel small. And I like that. Like I always try to learn from folks when I get to be a part of these like very big shows. And I love that. Like I'm like, man, like that's how you do it. Like because everybody has been on this journey in some way or another.
Yeah.
And like there's just like so much like strength in that. Like all of us are better when that is kind of like the vibe. And
high tides raise all ships.
100%.
They really do, man. They really do. So this year we're looking at new record coming out. Do we have a name for it?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with. This is good because I don't think I've even like verbalized this ever yet. But I think I'm gonna
go
exclusive
with exclusive on Outside the Round.
I was thinking about this morning on the airplane. I was like going through my notes. I think I'm gonna call it Appalachia Forever. Is what I want to call it.
Very fitting title. Mm-hmm. Is that one of the songs on there, or is that just?
It's not a song.
Or is it just this? It accompanies the whole project of talking about where you're from and back to your roots.
And it's something that like I have like said for a long time. Like when I will, see things like about our region and stuff like that. And I like that idea of just like kind of celebrating like the region and like the spirit of like where I'm from.
Yeah.
But I didn't have a song like specifically titled that, so I was like, I don't know, but I love that as like the title for a record.
Yeah.
And so I think that's what it's gonna end up being.
Yeah, and there's been great records that don't have like a title track. But all the tracks equal the title.
Exactly. And I mean, like I said, there's like actually like what I'm doing here this week in town is like I'm cutting like the last 2 songs.
Oh, sick. So you're down here recording right now.
Yeah. So this weekend I'm recording over at like Evan's studio.
Nice.
To do like the last couple tracks. One with our buddy Leon. Do you know Leon Mashkin?
Oh, yeah.
So Leon's going to be on one of them, and we're doing one of those this week.
Yeah, he's played a bunch of our events, too.
Yeah,
a bunch of our, because that's what we do a lot of in town. We do a lot of the songwriters rounds.
Yeah,
and we do like the full band showcases and stuff. We'll be at festivals all summer.
I will
and
be
everything.
there one time. I will definitely be there.
Yeah, dude, we'd love to have you. It'd be really cool to do something as it gets closer to release time.
Dude, heck yeah.
And we could have Kurt jam out with you if he's in town.
Dude,
now,
we would have so much fun.
That to me would be like, let's get you and Kurt to just let's just get some of like the fam that jams out, and let's just have a night of just everybody jamming with Philip as he plays the record.
I think that would just be
that amazing. Could be really
I think
cool.
that would be.
We're speaking it into existence.
Kyle, let's go. Kyle.
We got Western PA, West Virginia ties.
That's right. Yeah, man. I'm such an ideas person. I feel like I'm just constantly bombarding Kyle with like.
Dude, how long is your? I'm sure you have a notes section of ideas where you write it all down.
Yeah, I've got like a living notes for just the album specifically.
Oh, just one, just for the record.
Just for the record, and then I've got like running notes that like me and Kyle and like Taylor, who's like the day to day.
Yeah.
And like I just am constantly like that's my marketing mind. Like I am, I'm very process driven in that way. Where like I'm like, okay, what's next? What do we got going on? But I just like to
like
dude,
you have to stay busy, and that goes with being a musician, especially playing string instruments.
And I do so much of this because this is a big part of my story. Like the podcast thing or the interviews and the talking to folks. Like I've always loved like sharing those kind of things because I think it just I don't know, like I think that people will come on this journey with you if they know you as the more than just like the name they see on this track on Spotify.
Yeah,
I think that's what speaks to people.
Yeah, what have been some powerful fan interactions? Like, because I'm sure your story inspires so many people, and there's people I'm sure you've gotten messages over the years, or you've had those fan interactions. What are there any that really stand out for you?
Yeah, there's been some like really specifically. Like, there's a song that I have coming out with Charles on this next record, and we've both been through something really. It's like a really tough loss, like and so I had like not played it all until like the fall. I started playing it at some shows in the fall, and it's about like we had like a really, really difficult, like very, very late term like miscarriage between kids 2 and 3, like 6+ months. Very difficult. There's a delivery and everything. It's an awful thing to go through, and so like I don't process those kind of things very well verbally. Music is what kind of saves my life with that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I have this song coming out called "Blue as Water," and it's very sad. Obviously, it's very sad, but I don't feel like it's that kind of thing is ever talked about. Couples don't ever, they don't have a lot of outlet for that. So I started playing it out at shows. I was like, I have to start playing this because I don't ever like to record a song until I've played it because you need to feel how it comes together in front of people.
Yeah.
And I literally cannot believe how many people have like messaged me about this song or stopped me after shows. And be like, oh, we've been through this. We've been through this. We've been through this. We've been through this. I mean,
wow.
Or like I post clips about it and I will get, it's just the power of that kind of like a shared experience is amazing. Just like, I read a lot about addiction and stuff too. And especially when I play in like Appalachia, when I will sing about some of those addiction issues that we face there, like I'll get these people just sharing their incredible stories with me, or even people sharing their stories of like, you know what, like I also am like starting, like I did this for my career, and then like I never thought I would do this, but like I think I'm going to do this, or I just started doing this, and this is how it's going. Can I tell you about it? I was like, please tell me about it.
Yeah.
Like, and I still like. Come hell or high water, I'm at the merch table like every show.
You have to be, man.
Every show.
Because that's the thing. You're not just a name that's attached to a song or a name that's attached to a credit on a record or a name of an account that people are following. You're a human being that wants to have human interaction with people, and people connect with that, man.
Yeah.
That's so important. Those meet and greets post-merch, those meet and greets at the merch table post-show are so important.
And even when I'm exhausted, it gives me life because it's still, it might sound like hyperbole to say this, but it's not. Like, it's still very surreal to me when I can play a show. And I know what it's like to be like, okay, all right, babe, we're going to go to this concert. Okay, let's line up like a babysitter. We're going to go to dinner. Maybe we're buying new outfits, whatever it is. We're going to park. We got to plan this whole thing around it. We worked really hard for this ticket money. And we're coming to the show. Like, I know what that is to do that. And I think about that so much when I go play a show.
Yeah.
And I see all these people out there and I'm thinking like, okay. Like, that's the pressure I put on myself is I just want it to be the best show it can be because people have sacrificed their time and money and they want to be there for you. Yeah. And so I feel like the least I can do is I can come be there for you for a few minutes after.
I can come shake your hand and meet you.
Are you kidding me? Like you're coming here. Like no one used to listen when I played. Nobody. And so now you're here and you paid to be here. Okay. And you're buying a shirt, you're buying a vinyl. Let's go. Until they pull me away, I will stand right here with you and I'll hear your stories because I you know, I know it's not always possible for everybody to do that, but like I really cherish being able to do that because you will not talk to somebody who's more thankful for people that come out to a show than me because I'm like, this is amazing. I can't believe it. This is the absolute greatest thing.
Yeah, dude.
You know,
it's incredible, man. Your story just blows me away.
Oh yeah, it's a journey for sure. You know.
And it's still, in a way, just getting started.
Yeah, it is.
You're 5 years in this phase of it. You've been doing music your whole life, but you're 5 years into this part and doing it. And it's just getting started, and more stuff just comes day by day.
I feel like that's it. Like, as a musician, I've been like established for a little while, and sometimes people will see the following and be like, "Well, you're like kind of there with like that part of it." Well, maybe so, but like as an artist, I still feel like I'm kind of okay, cool. Like I'm kind of finding myself.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like, okay, man, I'm a little more settled in the industry now. I'm a little more organized. But you know what I'm saying? And like, so, but I like that too, because it feels fresh again because I'm like, all right, now we got this new challenge of like the new music and like focusing on trying the artist thing and, you know, just enjoying this for what it is.
Yeah. And you get to be so hands-on with it. Your marketing brain has to be going all the freaking time.
I'm sure I drove them all crazy when we were going back and forth on like the whole, you know, you're negotiating all your stuff with like, okay, how's this all going to work? Like when you sign and everything, you know, okay, this is what I want. This is how I think it should go. And like, okay, back and forth. But, like I said, I was so happy with them too, because like Kyle was just like, okay, all right, like, when you're ready, I'm here. When you're ready, I'm here. Just kept saying that. When you're ready, I'm here. And I finally was like, okay, I think we're good. I think we got this in a good place. But that's the partner you need.
Yeah.
In all of this is somebody that is like understands what you're wanting and like where you're trying to go with it, and we'll kind of, you know.
Amen.
Whatever. Ride the wave with you.
Amen, brother. Well, hey, man, I appreciate you coming on here and hanging out.
Having me.
And we're definitely going to have to get you set up for an episode of the Raised Rowdy pod with Nick and Kurt.
Let's do it, bro.
Because I look forward to tuning in for that.
Would love to do
too.
it.
And thank you for your time and thank you for not quitting those years ago when you were thinking about giving up and everything. Just like, thank you for being such an inspiration for so many people and creating your art and being such a good guy, you know. Like, we appreciate the hell out of you at Raised Rowdy, and welcome to the Raised Rowdy family.
Thank you. Thank you.
We're a Western PA, border of West Virginia.
I love it.
That's where Raised Rowdy started. So we love our guys and girls from West Virginia, from Appalachia, and we cannot wait for this record to come out too.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
It'll be in the fall, and the dates people can find you. Is it philipbowenmusic.com
That's
or
it.
philipbowenmusic.com? And join the following, because the content you post too, you keep the content machine going, whether it's teasing songs or playing or just having like how you and I have been talking. You heart to heart with people, dude, which is awesome too. So everybody be sure to look him up and give him a follow. Our boy Philip Bowen. I'm gonna send you home with some Surfsides. You do whatever you want with them. You drink them, give them to the Cloverdale guys, take them home, give them to the wifey.
I love it.
Enjoy them, man. Some iced tea and lemonade vodka right there. We also got the green tea and all that. Hit up our friends at Surfside. And for more on us, visit raisedrowdy.com. For my man Philip, I'm Matt Burrill. This has been Outside the Round.
I ain't never been the kind for staying one place for too long. I ain't never been the best at saying I love you to a girl I love. Only got a couple tricks on my sleeve. They usually just make them leave. So if you know me, if you really know me, you know I'm just a two